After today's video, you will know why a limited listing is not always in the best interest of the seller. Listen up. Let's go over real briefly, what a limited listing is. So basically, a seller decides I can sell my home on my own. I just want it on the MLS to get a lot of eyes onto my house. So they hire an agent just to add it to the MLS, and everything else is upon the seller. Here is a true story. My clients called me and wanted to look at a property that was a limited service listing. So we looked at it. It was in a beautiful location. It was on the water, but the house itself was in trouble. There were lots of issues, I could already tell. And also, the house had been on the market for a year and a half. They started out at $900,000, went through a total of 4 brokerages, were not able to sell the property. By the time we toured it, it was down to $590,000. So I told my clients, I don't know whether you should go for it because I see so many issues with that house. However, they saw the potential and they loved the location. So they said, let's put in an offer. So we did. It was a lowball offer, and it came back and they countered just... It was hardly a counter. They only went down $7,400, and but they accepted all of our other terms. Since I knew that the other side is not going to be very experienced, I wrote the offer so that my client didn't have to cough up the earnest money unless they are deciding to move forward, basically go through due diligence period. Also, should they back out, they don't have to pay a termination fee, and all these terms were being accepted. And so I said, listen up. This house has never gone through an inspection. So the seller may not even know how many issues there are. So if you're willing, we accept that meager counteroffer and order an inspection, but the only skin in the game is the cost for the inspection, because you don't have to pay the earnest money unless you're sure you want to move forward. You don't have to pay a termination fee if you decide to back out. So we received the inspection report back, and of course it was over 100 pages. It was 107 pages. There was even mold in the house, and I'm not talking about regular little moldy spots in the crawl space. It was the bad kind that makes you sick. So I told my clients I would run. They didn't want to run. Because they said, we can fix this up, we can rip everything out and redo everything the way we want it to do. And I said, okay. So we negotiated a new deal. So we presented the inspection report and said, listen, these are so many issues here, and we are only willing to pay X amount. It was a little haggling going back and forth, and then we settled on $525,000. Down from 590. So everything was good. My clients were financing the place, and guess what happened when the appraiser came back? The appraiser came back at $630,000. So it was $95,000 over the contract price. The lender called me and said he hasn't seen that in such a long time, and he was baffled. And that is why a limited service listing is not always in the best interest of any seller, because you do need an experienced agent by your side to make sure that you are not leaving all this money on the table. And here is the funny part. The seller doesn't even realize that he lost out so much money. He doesn't, because the appraisal was ordered by the lender of my buyers, and we are not obligated to share that. So Here you go. I'm asking you now. How much money did that seller really save by going with a limited service listing? If you hire a professional real estate agent to help you through the sale of your house from start to finish, that professional charges between 2.5%, 3% of the selling price. So on a $600,000 home, 3% are $18,000. The seller in this example left $95,000 on the table. So who lost out here? I'm looking forward to your comments below. Also, should you ever be in the market to buy, sell, or invest in real estate here in Charleston, South Carolina, please give me a call. My name is Irina Bordyn. I'm with the Borman Group and Agent Owned Realty.